I see you watching things I could see the TV's on in the background.
Yeah.
Watching anything good?
No. I have Good Morning Football on. And there's nothing happening today.
Just watching the competition?
Yeah, I'm ready to come for these guys.
I think, honestly, the entire show should just you be explaining what's going on Good Morning Football. Poorly.
I can do that.
Yeah, that's just the whole show.
I should just put in an earpiece and just repeat everything they're saying.
No, don't even repeat. Just it's you describing what you see without sound.
Right now, they've got an image of the 2026 schedule release. Giants Cowboys, September 13th, Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock. And maybe YouTube TV. I don't know. There's a YouTube TV logo up there as well. So you got YouTube TV, NBC, and Peacock logos on their Sunday Night Football announcement. And that'll start the season. Giants Cowboys on Sunday night. Not start the season, but start the Sunday night season.
Why? We here.
They still have the schedule release graphic up on TV. They cut to the Sunday night graphic, and then they went back to their original schedule release graphic, which is just a still image. And it was up for the whole intro. It was up before that. If Johnny or Connor left a still image up in a video for a minute, it'd be fucking fired, Tom. We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. Do you think it's just like while that image is up, they're all screaming like, "What do we talk about?"
There's I'm sure they're saying something, but like, just cut back to them in studio.
Yeah,
and only half of them are in studio. 2 are in remote. Like, I hate the state of TV. Everybody should be in studio. That's your job. Kyle Brandt wants to live in New York City. Fire his ass and put somebody in the studio.
You seem like a post-COVID boss.
Yeah.
Who was like, damn, I got to pay the rent on my office facility and I need to justify this.
Everybody's
expense.
in studio.
I need everyone back in the office right now.
Our entire job is actually, it functions if we're all working remote.
Nope. Got too many. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. While it's still pretty quiet in the NFL, the schedule release is happening this Thursday, the 14th. And so because of that, you're going to start to see some like single individual games are going to start getting released throughout the week. We just found out our first Sunday night football matchup is going to be the Giants Cowboys, which we last saw them in 2023 because for some reason, the NFL is like, man, you don't want to see the Giants Cowboys for the 18th time? I don't get it. Listen, I understand Cowboys big market team, right? I get it. That's why they have to be in all these primetime games. You know, last year it was the Eagles and Cowboys, right? And the Cowboys, they're always there. They're just, I mean, because wasn't a few years ago, too, even Tom Brady, right? It was like after they won the Super Bowl. Who was it against on Sunday? It was the Cowboys. I get it, but I hate this opening matchup with a burning passion. And it's probably going to be a good game. Like the Giants, you know, we're going to see how they are. They're younger, healthy. This particular matchup on Sunday just always irks me because I feel like it happens so often. And it's just, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Cowboys are just slated in for that, right? Like, I don't even think it's a question. I'm actually intrigued by that matchup, though.
Be great.
I don't know how good or bad the Giants will be this year. They're a team I can see winning 4 games and a team winning 13 games, and I really don't know what to make of them. I think the Cowboys are going to be better. I think if you're just looking at it without whatever the Cowboys are, to us as fans, I think it's an interesting football game. I'll give them that. But, and you got Harbaugh's there. Right away, let's see what Jackson Dart can do. Is the Cowboys defense going to be able to slow down a second-year quarterback who we've got questions about? But, yeah, I get it. Nobody... make them the featured Sunday afternoon. Make them, Sunday afternoon Fox's feature game.
It's that particular matchup that I feel like is always there, and it's always in prime time, regardless if either team is expected to be good or not. And I'm like, I just want something different, please. And
is it always like an NFC team on Sunday Night Football to start the season? Bills Patriots would be a really fun Sunday night Week 1 game.
We had Bills Ravens last year, and it was excellent.
Okay, so that was last year. Was Bills Ravens?
So good. Like that was one of the best games of the season, and it was in Week 1. So we had it, and then they said nay. TBK, what up, Benny? Okay. Spent damn near a year watching GPS at 6 p.m. and missing a bunch throughout the season while on missions. And damn, does it feel good to watch it at 10 a.m. in my apartment on a beautiful day.
Bam. Milk cooked bread. That sounds.
Bread has been so milky cooked.
Ugh. Does he just know when we're talking about the Cowboys?
I think his ears are just constantly ringing. And anytime there's a mention of the Cowboys, he's like, I'm being summoned. Scooter, are you super happy to see the Cowboys? And man, you know what? If we are still doing clickbait, then that'll be a great opening show. We got Giants and Cowboys. So Scooter and 5, they get to reignite their rivalry.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't think it needed to be reignited, but here we are.
Yeah, I mean, Adam and Scooter just don't like each other.
Yeah,
people don't know that. As soon as the show ends, those two just start fighting.
Yeah, no, that's why we have to be remote, because they just start throwing fists every single time.
Yeah, they really attack each other on a personal level. It makes all of us uncomfortable.
It's really uncomfortable.
People don't know this about Scooter, but he is mean. It's not. You would think it's Adam, but it's Scooter.
Just vicious.
Oh, he seems so nice. What a nice guy. Do not fuck with Scooter.
It's like, like buttholes, everybody has one.
That was awesome.
As soon as clickbait ends, Scooter goes, and remember, do not fuck with me. And then he just leaves. He's got dirt on all of us too. And so we have to oblige.
He's like, remember, I was on Good Morning America. I know people. So we don't mess with Scooter because, that's it.
I like to think of Scooter as a spiteful heel.
I like that. Yeah. But Scooter's getting his lawyers ready right now. And he's just like, I'm taking GPS for all it's worth. And then, joke's on you. We're not making money. So,
yeah. You're lucky I highlighted that comment, Scooter, without a super chat.
So, the schedule is starting to... we're getting little drips of the schedule. The Seahawks, so their potential opponents for Week 1, because there's only a handful that don't have games currently. So the Seahawks could be kicking off the season on Wednesday because they're doing that Thursday game in Australia, even though it's happening in the morning on Friday. But it's premiering on Thursday, so they're doing the season opener on a Wednesday. So the Seahawks are either going to face the Chiefs, that'd be a fun game, the Cardinals, please God no, the Chargers, would be fun, the Patriots in a Super Bowl rematch, or the Chicago Bears. And it does seem like it might be the Bears unless they decide to do a Super Bowl rematch right out of the gate.
That's a tough opener for the Bears.
I'm okay with it.
It's also an advantage for those teams. They get a full extra day off to recharge for Week 2.
Well, Perna, why would you think that's a tough game for the Bears? They're your number 3 team.
Yeah, well,
right?
The Seahawks we're number 2. They're playing one of the 2 teams I think is better than them. That's why. Yeah. Tried to get me on that one, but you didn't.
Yeah, that's true. Well, where we find the schedule of activities for 30 and 30 part. Yeah. Can't wait to see Noah. Anyone else going to see Mr. Grossi and Noah? I'm excited. Oh, God, I can't wait to go back for New Orleans for the food alone. Oh, my God, the food's so good. It's so good. The schedule is on YouTube, the post. The events have not been released yet, like where the actual locations are, just because I'm finalizing a few of them. It should be done by the end of this week. The latest, it would be the beginning of next week. So it will be out there. There'll be a post. There'll be a separate video. There will be everything.
June 3rd, you'll be in Denver, right?
That sounds about right. I haven't memorized the schedule yet. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah, cook.
I'm ready.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. You know what? I recently saw a clip with him doing an interview. So
get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Oh, it's been a while.
That
guy died, right?
I think he did. Yeah. A legend. Always in our hearts. Always in our souls. See ya, Nola, Ashley. Yes. So we have the Seahawks versus a mystery opponent, one of those 5 teams. I think one of the better matchups. I'd be cool with the Chiefs. I'd be cool with the Chargers. I don't want to wait on the Patriots unless we want to see a Super Bowl rematch right away. I feel like that's usually like a week 4, middle of the season. And if they go that route, Bears would be solid. That'd be a fun game. I'd like to see the Chargers or Chiefs, though, versus the Seahawks. That'd be a really fun opening matchup. And I feel like you'd be happy about that because a division rival would be taking on the defending Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, but if Mahomes isn't ready to go week 1, are they going to risk Seahawks versus Justin Fields?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I want the Seahawks to, beat the ever-living pea out of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But if the Chiefs started the season with a loss, that would also be nice. We would make it 1 week where people are like, could this team go undefeated? Answer would be no. No, they cannot. But yeah, you know what? I don't like the NFL season starting on Wednesday or Thursday night. That game just feels like it's on an island. It doesn't really feel like football has started to me. Does that make sense?
I get that. Also, sorry, Scooter was on the Today Show. Sorry.
Oh God,
he was.
How dare you put him
Scooter,
on?
Listen, I don't want any problems, man. I don't want any issues. Just I'm so sorry.
With Matt Lauer? Were you with Matt Lauer?
To move. He's gonna find me.
Al Roker? Did you meet Al Roker?
Is that the show? I don't even know, man. I can't tell you the last time I watched daytime television.
That's morning. That's morning. I don't think that counts.
It's not daytime?
TV. No.
No, it's not nighttime.
It starts. It's still night when it starts in some parts of the country.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, Mr. K. Of course. But yeah, so schedule full release coming out on Thursday. We're gonna get some more games released over these next couple of days. They'll do some more primetime games, and we'll see how that is going to shake out. In other news, speaking of the Giants, even though they're in Sunday Night Football, apparently Harbaugh has been on the phone with one OBJ like 3 to 4 times over the past week, and is like, maybe come back. So they're talking, and apparently, Harbaugh's talking about during the offseason that maybe they can get him in, and maybe we will see a reunion between OBJ and the Giants, which I don't get it.
No.
I don't understand why. Because the last time we saw OBJ be really good, right, was the Super Bowl with the Rams, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, he tore his ACL in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so that was the last time we saw him. Hold on, because is that the last time he played at all? No, because he didn't play in 22, and then he played Baltimore and then Miami. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to put your roster over the top, but I mean, you get a veteran wide receiver, so that's kind of nice, right? You
look at it as
guys,
a depth piece at that point, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Buying time until Malik Neighbors is healthy. Let's save that a little bit, because I think it'll go into talking about some of the free agents that are still available. And we'll see how far down the list OBJ is on that.
Yeah. Steelers Ravens should have been the first Sunday Night Football game. I mean, I would prefer that over Giants Cowboys. I would. I mean, still got an opportunity. Maybe Monday Night Football. Maybe.
Steelers, Ravens. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah. I'd take Ravens.
Assuming
Bengals.
Aaron Rodgers is back as their quarterback, which was supposed to happen this weekend, and then
It did not.
it went from Ian Rappaport reporting that Aaron Rodgers was in town. They were likely to hash out their deal this weekend to Aaron Rodgers is in town, but he's not visiting or talking to the Steelers. His agent is talking to the Steelers, which you would go, okay, fine. They're just trying to get the contract situated. To nobody knows if he's going to sign soon. What's the holdup? They're still talking. They've had months to figure this shit out.
Yep.
I think placing the tender on Aaron Rodgers, which would allow for a 10% raise, is what the Steelers thought would be fair. And Rodgers wants more money, and now they don't know. They don't know what he's worth.
It's so fun. Isn't it, Steelers fans? Isn't it so great? So great.
I'm finally caught up, and it's crazy how many times the Tebow clip got referenced with my grandpa in episode. So about that Tebow clip.
Yep.
Was that you? I did it.
How easily we forget. John even says,
Thank you to John Elway.
That was the one you were trying to clip, like to show.
Yeah, I was just playing Tebow. But
so he was either alive, now he's dead, or he was dead, he was really dead. What else matters? What else matters? You walk through it. Everybody either puts a thumb up or thumb down.
I think that's an all-time GPS moment, I think.
Yeah.
That's an all-time.
If you don't know, I played that clip when this man's grandfather died. Is he still really dead? That would be the ultimate plot twist. He was not really dead. He came back.
Thank you, Tebow.
Yeah. So that's a little history on the show.
little
Feeling bad today. My grandpa passed away. I go, I got a clip for you. And it was that one.
Yep. What a day. Yeah, they listed the top 10 games of 26. I'm curious how you feel about
the NFL. Look at the NFL showing bias. You can't do this, NFL. How dare you?
Let's go, Chris. Let's go.
Top 10 games of 2026. Look how many teams you don't even have in the mix there. Not a single Lions game. They put one Packers game in there. Who else did they forget? They got 2 Ravens, 2 Rams, 2 Seahawks, 3 Patriots.
3 Patriots.
They know some more Vrabel news is going to drop.
Was someone saying that there was more Vrabel photos that leaked more? Okay, it didn't happen.
I think we've actually hit the peak.
Okay.
TMZ dropped some photos of like Rossini with her arm around Vrabel, like talking to him. And if this was the photo that they started this whole thing with, everybody would be like, that looks like she's trying to tell him something in a loud room. I think they've got some pieces that they're trying to throw out there, like, hey, we still got a story. And it's like,
trying to keep the story alive.
It's pinnacled.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, top 10 games. Let's see here.
Ravens Bengals will be fun. I agree with that. Patriots Broncos. That has primetime game written all over it. And
Bo Nix's ankle's good, dude. If Bo Nix the Broncos beat the Patriots like 30-10, I'm gonna be happy for the win, but just pissed at what could have been.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I get you. Hey, Nick, congratulations. Let's go. And crushing the interview. Let's go. Best of luck. Hope you get it. Come on now.
There you go.
Also,
Nick.
Congrats on turning that final grad school paper. I know that life. It's a relief. Yeah, 49ers, Rams. It's probably not I'm like, oh man, I have to. But yeah, Rams, Seahawks should be really good. The last few games that they played have been really fun. Chiefs, Bills always gonna be fun. Bears, Packers. That's I know there's bias here. That's what I was hoping for Sunday Night Football. Opening the season, Packers at Bears.
Wild. They don't have a Texans game in the mix there. No Jags game. No Chargers game. Who else? What's another good team they're missing? Can't believe they're not hyping up a Browns game.
Great draft, though. Great draft. Yeah. I mean, the Patriots are on here.
Oh, my God. They don't have a Cowboys game on there. That's the omission. Not a single Cowboys game.
And
Sunday Night Football, week 1. That's not even in the NFL's top 10 games.
No.
Wow, where's Scooter at now? I just said Cowboys. He better reappear.
Say his name, and he appears. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see the whole thing on Thursday. I always like the schedule release. It's fun. And it also like breaks up the monotony of the offseason because after that, it is going to fall off a cliff. Dolphins, Jets. That's right, Shoobs. Now we're talking. That's what the people.
Yeah, not. They didn't have a single NFC South team in there.
No
Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, Saints. Not a single one. They really didn't think this through, you know.
Everyone wants to see Dolphins, Jets. Everybody wants to see it. You have David Njoku, who finally signed. We're going to talk about free agents who signed with the LA Chargers. So finally finding a home. Njoku, like, I feel has been on such a weird trajectory, right? Because I feel like it's almost every offseason. They're like, man, look at what this guy can do. Like, the potential is there. And, like, he'll have a nice season. And I hope he does well with the Chargers. It just feels like I have heard about him being this potential gold mine for a long, long time. And he's with the Cleveland Browns.
When he has a quarterback getting him the football, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Of course. Only got to be on Thursday night. Only.
I think he looks so much like just an elite athlete. And he's always got his shirt off in those warm-ups, you know, and it's cold out, and he just looks so chiseled. You're like, that guy's probably a 2,000-yard ball catcher, right?
Yeah.
And then he burnt his face and wore that mask when he came back to the game. Remember that shit?
Dude, if he actually has a good quarterback with Justin Herbert and, you know, a fun OC now.
They got Oronde Gadsden. What's that? Is he going into year 2 for the Chargers? They bring in Njoku.
Yep.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, Kelly, I saw that. The Eagles raised $16 million for autism research. That was awesome. That was really, really cool. The org's ethos is action. What other teams have evident core values? Scandal and Patriots? I mean,
the New England Patriots raise $1 million for divorce attorneys.
And that's just for the first hour.
Yeah.
Lack of quarterback and Cleveland Browns. I feel like that's part of their ethos. I feel like that goes together. But it is very cool for the Eagles to do that. It's super duper dope. But yeah, we'll see what Njoku does do with the Chargers. I think it's an interesting signing. And did you see the
the Chargers also signed Charlie Kolar from Baltimore.
Kohler, yeah. Is it Kohler?
Kolar, whatever the way I said it's probably right. But that was a guy like we kind of wanted in Denver because he's very good at blocking. So I think the Chargers offense it should be quite a bit better this year.
Did you see the press conference with Mike McDaniel? I'm talking about Justin Herbert. He's going in and talking about how they want to change the offense and kind of make it elite with Justin Herbert because of the set of skills he has. And like he was just very complimentary of Herbert. But it reminds me of like when he was on the plane, like talking to Tua. Like if there's anything like Mike McDaniel with like a really good quarterback, and dude, like look what he was able to do with Tua in that offense for a time. Like they were an insanely good offense. I have gotten very excited about the Chargers in the past, but dude, if they are able to stay healthy, like their potential, especially on offense, could be insane.
Yeah, they
could
would
be
have been
really
better
good.
last year if they didn't lose their tackles, right? We know that.
Yeah.
Let's just assume, Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt are healthy for the entire season, and they did nothing else. You'd be like, okay, their offense should be better just based on that.
Yep.
Well, I think they did a really good job addressing the interior of their offensive line, which was a weakness on top of those injuries. So a stronger interior of the O-line, both through free agency and the draft. Then Greg Roman never made sense for Justin Herbert. Like, that just was a weird pairing. So I think then you get a big upgrade as your offensive coordinator coming in for Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. Even running back Omarion Hampton last year, he was dealing with injuries. I think it really slowed down his production as a rookie. But they do lose Jesse Minter. So it's like, does their defense take a step back as their offense takes a step forward? And it is kind of similar to last year. Or is their offense going to be that much better this year? I don't know. But I like Mike McDaniel, and I think you're right. Like, that pairing makes a lot of sense. And I think McDaniel will be able to trust his quarterback more once they really have, like, built their identity and their offense, and they have the shorthand together. But yeah, I wish like there was, when I did like the AFC West video, I was like looking for a big hole for the Chargers to be like, that's going to be the thing that screws them this year. Because you do that as like for your rivals. It's like, what's wrong with the Chiefs? What's wrong with the Raiders? What's wrong with the Chargers? How do we exploit it? I feel like the Chargers have had an under the radar good offseason.
I think so.
And I think Chargers fans should be excited.
Yeah. I mean, dude, again, like, we're just going to kind of see what that defense is like without Minter, because their defense was fun with him. Like, that's the reason why he got a head coaching gig. But just by virtue of getting healthier, and they added a ton to that O-line. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Chris O'Leary's there, and he was there with Minter. So
yeah. They drafted Jake Slaughter. They signed from the Commanders Tyler Biadasz to be center, and they're going to pop Cole Strange in as their other guard. That interior was so bad, dude. Even before the injuries, it was just a glaring hole. And they kept Trey Pipkins as your swing tackle, so they have a little bit of depth there. But yeah, I like what they did.
You got a question here about Von Miller.
What do you think the chances of Von Miller are signing with the Broncos? Yeah, well, Von wants to. Von is actively campaigned to be a part of the team. And I think if they were considering it, we would have some information that they're going to do it. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think you've got two people there, George Payton and Sean Payton, who are not loyal to Von Miller at all. If Elway was still there, as part of, I think there would be a chance, but I would like it. Having him on roster as your edge depth player would be nice. And I think, didn't he have like 8 sacks last year?
Yeah. Do you think he's going to get, I mean, we'll pull up the free agent list in a minute, but do you think that he is going to get signed before the season starts?
I don't know. That's a good question. He could be
a guy that I can see, he's just available in November, and a team picks up the phone and is like, hey.
Yeah. November or like August training camp preseason sort of ad, right? When they've got questions about, he had 9 sacks last year. 6 the year before.
And how old is he now? He's past mid-30s round, right?
He is 37.
He's 37? Damn.
He's 37.
Okay.
He'll be 37 for all of the 2026 season. So, yeah. 37's tough. But, like, Calais Campbell, he's out there on the roster.
And you're just using him as a rotational guy anyway. Like, he's going to come in and, like, just...
And he's comfortable with that role, too. Sometimes, like, a guy like that who wants to keep playing, teams are hesitant because he still thinks he's a starter, But Von's like, I'll come in and I'll be a mentor. I'll be there to coach up guys. Like, that's what I want to do. I just don't think the Broncos have a need for that. So I say the chances are very low, but I think Broncos fans would eat that shit up.
Maybe he'll go to the Chiefs.
He would never do that. I think didn't he do an April Fool's thing that he was signing with the Raiders?
He may have, yeah.
I can't remember.
He's just like,
I'm joking, guys. I'm joking.
Speaking of the Broncos, Bo Nix. So Sean Payton come out and saying that he should be good to go around July. He should be able to throw and all that great stuff. So
we'll see.
Does that give you a little bit more confidence? No, it doesn't.
No, dude. We've been working on a Bo Nix video, and I'm confident Bo will be starting week 1.
Yeah.
I don't like how they have, and I don't know if it was intentional or if somebody just didn't get the correct information about his ankle early on, but the way they've communicated the injury through the process has not been consistent. I think if they really expected the second surgery thing, they would have kind of told us that early, or maybe they didn't want to. I don't know. I think Bo will be starting week 1. My concern more is that he broke his ankle last year. He had a fractured back the year before, and I think I think we expect him to take another leap forward this year as a quarterback. And the one thing that could get in the way of that is another injury. So, I
get him. Andrew, I'm glad you're feeling at least a little bit better. Until June 11th, that kind of sucks, but pulled muscle, better than it feeling like a fractured fibula.
And I think like what I've learned is a broken bone in your ankle area is a little more complicated than a broken bone in other parts of your body.
It is true.
And I watched a whole video about why they do that cleat-up surgery. I watched a fucking doctor talk about it. I saw the medical animation, and it's about making sure the area where the ligament goes into the bone is perfect, and that's why you got to do it. So anytime you've got to take that extra layer of precaution, it is a little concerning. The Broncos delaying his getting back on the field seems like the smart thing to do. But yeah, a guy 2 years in a row, different fractures or breaks to his bones, it is a little concerning to me. Yeah. Now, and it's not about Bo, but Bo's tough. He's going to play through shit. Like listening to him on the sideline when he broke his ankle, he's like, yeah, it's my ankle's messed up. It's done for. And he did, like, none of us knew. Like, I don't doubt his ability to play through injuries. It's more like, okay, we've seen it be an issue twice now. Although when he fractured his back, he was actually a lot more accurate passing after that happened in 2024.
He just got an adjustment.
Yeah.
Dude, by the way, like, I have not broken anything. I've had, like, sprains that have been very bad, but this dude, like, breaks his ankle and is like, yeah, it's messed up and stuff. Like, tough as hell. Tough as hell, man. Still playing football? It's crazy.
I think just in general, like anytime your quarterback needs surgery in the offseason, there's a genuine level of at least mild concern.
Yeah.
You don't get surgery because nothing's wrong. And when you get a second surgery, it means they really got to make sure some shit is right in your body.
Mm-hmm.
To put it as simply as possible. It's like Mahomes is coming off an ACL. Everybody assumes he's going to be fine. When is he going to be fine? We watched Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers tear their Achilles. Neither one of those guys looked good for at least half of that season coming back. Now they're older. So yeah, I no longer take surgeries lightly at that position.
That's fair.
I just don't.
That's fair. Ditch, can you explain the cap situation that holds up trades like AJ Brown until June? Yeah, pardon me if I don't have these numbers right. For AJ Brown in particular, I think it would cost like around $40 million to the cap for the Eagles cap if they traded him before June 1st, but then they can lower it by 50% to around like $20 million. And the reason is because after June 1st, like on the calendar, you can spread out that guaranteed money that you owe a player to 2 years instead of just taking it all on that current year. So basically, if they traded him right now, they would eat a $40 million cap hit. Well, if they trade him after June 1st, they can spread that out over 2 years for the guaranteed money that they're going to owe him, because we don't know also what the trade details are going to look like between him and the Patriots. But yeah, it just allows you to spread out the money that you already owe a player that he's guaranteed as soon as he signs that contract, to spread out over 2 years instead of just the one. So it's a financial reason, but yeah.
Yeah. It'll allow Mike Vrabel to have more money to rent more boats as well. It does go into the boat rental fund for the Patriots head coaches, and or, whoever might need to rent a boat, either for fishing or
Undone.
An affair with a 7-month pregnant reporter, whatever it is.
They don't ask they just ask that you sign out the boat on the sheet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And usually they say use a fake name, use an alias. Here, people keep mentioning it, so I'm just going to show you, Tom. This was the new photo that dropped today. Like I said, if this was the first photo I saw, I would defend Vrabel and Rossini. Be like, yeah, they're in a place that looks like she's saying something to him. A little close? Sure. But this is the least scandalous one so far, in my opinion.
I agree.
There you have it.
We've seen them kiss.
Yeah.
That was released was a draft day that week that they were kissing back in 2020. So this one I feel like is tame.
At this point, you're just like, yeah, okay.
I think they've been doing something wrong, guys. Like I think there's enough evidence here that things have not been on the up and up.
Yeah.
So I think. Hey, there you go. There you go. You want to pull up that list for free agents?
I want to look at this for a little while longer.
Okay. Is that a glow band?
Arm.
Is that a glow band? Because it looks like the other person has one too.
Yeah. It does. Where is this?
It's a 2022
Super Bowl party. Okay, whose party? Whose Super Bowl party?
Diddy's.
Let me see. I'm going to click on the article. I'm going to see if they say whose party it was.
That's where the real controversy is.
VIP party at the Forum in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. So at least it wasn't that.
Yeah. So we've seen him at a Super Bowl party, getting onto a boat, at a casino, in a bar, and at Sedona. People have had a lot of photos of these two.
Just in their phones, just sitting on them.
Oh, shit, I got a Vrabel photo, too.
That'd be pretty great. Brandon Perna busts the story wide open. Is Brandon Ayuk waiting to be signed by Washington after 6-1? Brandon Ayuk has zero control over his fate, my friend. They ask every now and then. They ask the 49ers front office. They're like, "So are you gonna trade? Brandon Ayuk?" They're like, "Well, when we want to, when we allow him to go." So yeah, no, Ayuk is still under contract, man. So the problem is that you need a trading partner, and there is some money that needs to be paid out. So yeah, that saga is not going to end until the 49ers let it. So
yeah, I don't think anybody's trading for him at this point. Ayuk just really alienated himself from the team, just refusing to do the bare minimum in his injury rehab, right? That's why they are where they are.
Tough SOB.
But
yeah,
we'll see if and I think you could throw him into the list here. You talked about receiver. So A.J. Brown possibly going to the Patriots. Everybody thinks that's a done deal. Tyreek Hill is a free agent still, and I think every team is just waiting to see where he's at with his rehab come August. I think his timeline is in jeopardy. Then you got Stefon Diggs coming off a solid season with the Patriots.
Sure.
Throw in Brandon Ayuk. Deebo Samuel is down there. And, we said we'd look at where do they have OBJ on this list?
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, Bobby Okereke, or Okereke. I think he's an interesting free agent that's available still at
That's a bingo.
linebacker.
That's a bingo.
Now, some of these people have retired. We talked a little bit about Von Miller there.
Yep.
Najee Harris, another interesting free agent. He hasn't signed anywhere.
Oh, Najee.
He's coming off, was it ACL last year?
He got, I forget what his injury was.
It was Achilles.
I feel like Hopkins still on that list. Like, people are asking about Tyreek Hill, of like why he hasn't signed. Dude, no one is going to touch Tyreek Hill until they know that he's healthy, coming off a significant injury. So like, he's a free agent. He can sign wherever the hell he wants, and there's like, oh man, like maybe we'll go back to the Chiefs or something but yeah, they got to see if he could still play football. So we'll see what that recovery looks like. And then
how old is Beckham? Who the fuck is Beckham?
Dude, I don't even know if he's going to. Hey, Big Bob Tunyon, Roberto Grande. What a time.
Odell. Did I miss him? Let's see here. How old is 33? Let's go into the 33s. All right. Do they even have OBJ
They
on
might
here?
not have him on here.
Why is he not a free? He's got to be a free agent. Is he under some other team right still? No.
I don't think so.
Wow, they don't even have him listed. All right, here's a question for you. You can have OBJ at 33 years old or Tyler Lockett at 33.6. Who you taking? I'm taking Tyler Lockett.
Yeah. Can I just pass and say no thanks?
Oh, yeah. Keenan Allen would be available still.
I love me some Keenan Allen. I'll always love Keenan Allen.
Kyle Van Noy, another ageless wonder.
Ugh.
Jimmy G retired, right? Did Jimmy G officially retire?
I don't think he officially retired, but he's talking about it. Oh, Sterling Shepard's still on that list. Aaron Rodgers sitting up there at 42. Look at the big dog, Mercedes Lewis. Not going to bring him back, Perna?
I don't think they will, because they have a lot of tight ends on roster now.
Now you have a wealth of tight ends.
They drafted 2. They signed Troutman back. And they drafted oh god damn it. It was last year.
Joey Bosa, just so then you have to start saying nice things about him.
Dude, if they brought Joey Bosa over Von Miller, I riot. I riot alone.
It'd be entertaining.
Caleb Lohner, that's who the Broncos drafted last year. They got Justin Jolly, Dallin Bentley, Lucas Kroll, Nate Adkins, Evan Ingram, and Adam Troutman. So, sorry, sorry, Mercedes.
The big dog. Yeah, I would imagine out of this list right now, because like Stefon Diggs, I think is going to get another shot. I wouldn't be surprised if he signed before the summer's over.
I feel like the 49ers sign him as soon as they release Brandon Ayuk. There's my prediction.
I can see it. Yeah,
like, who's a good home for Stefon Diggs? Like, who really needs Diggs?
I mean, it's any team that could use a veteran wide receiver.
Yeah, I think he's the best available free agent right now.
The Titans could go get him.
That's what. Yeah, well, the wide receiver graveyard.
Yeah, it would track.
Yeah, they could use him.
They could use him. Get a veteran. Solid. You got a veteran wide receiver in there. He put up some decent stats.
It is kind of wild. Both him and Trayvon Diggs are free agents.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs, I don't know. So Packers fans have asked if like it's worth taking a flyer on him. I mean, now they would, just because he's a free agent, so no one has to pay him an insane amount of money. But I don't know how many calls he's gonna get. He's another one I can see like around training camp. People are like, all right, we need some depth in our secondary, maybe. But yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be signing Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, I don't think
a big time contract.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's rushing to do that.
There we go.
L'Jarius Sneed is interesting. He's not signed. He had a legal situation, and the charges against him stemming from a shooting at a Dallas car dealership in December of 2024 have been dropped.
Okay.
So those charges were dropped. Oh God. Yeah, this story was weird.
Yeah.
An exotic car rental business was, oh my God. Yeah, I forget.
I couldn't tell you about that one. Miami needs Diggs more than anyone. I mean, they do need some wide receivers. I just don't know if they're, again, I can't imagine the kind of money Stefon Diggs is going to command at this point, being 32 years old. But if they can get on a cheap deal, you know?
Okay, so Christian Nishimiyama, who owns an exotic car rental business and was researching vehicles for his company, was sitting inside a Mercedes G-Wagon at a dealership in Carrollton, Texas. Christian said Sneed and his personal assistant pulled up to the dealership in a rented Lamborghini and shot him while he was sitting inside his vehicle. That was the initial claim. He filed a $1 million lawsuit against Sneed, but that has been dropped. There we go. That was a weird story.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I forgot that you still have Calvin Ridley. I forgot that he's still chilling with Tennessee.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot about that.
Ridley, Diggs, Carnell Tate.
Yeah, you got Robinson too.
Alec Amir Moore. What was the rookie they drafted last year? Lyric. You know what I'm talking about.
We were all. I was just waiting to see what other names you came up with.
Let me find him. Alec Aomanor. Elic Aomanor. Oh yeah, they brought in Wandale Robinson too. They're fine. I like Wandale. There we go. Thank you. You say that name.
Aomanor.
Yeah, exactly.
Nailed it.
Yeah, Wandale Robinson. 5'8", 1,000-yard receiver. Dude, Titans are stacked at receiver. I just changed my mind. The Titans are stacked at receiver.
Send him to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is where all things end. Yeah. I mean, Hassan Reddick, maybe, he'll get, that's another one. Maybe that he just gets another 1-year deal for super cheap, if that. Oh yeah. Levante David and Mike Evans not being on the Buccaneers is weird, man.
Yeah. I mean, they were old though. It just happened.
Yeah, because he's what, 30? What does that say? 36? Yeah. Yeah.
Old.
Yeah. Can you scroll down for a minute?
Hold on. I'm looking up Bobby Okereke's numbers. I think
Jonnu Smith. Does Arthur Smith know that Jonnu Smith is available?
Where is Arthur Smith?
Where are you? Oh, he's the offensive coordinator for Ohio State. he's gonna get Jonnu Smith to come to Ohio State.
Technically, he still has 1 year of eligibility.
He's like, NIL money. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna bring him on over.
Yeah.
There you do it. I believe in Arthur Smith to do that.
Let's see here. Where is
Guy Becton, man? That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner, because he's 30. He's gonna be 36.
Yeah. Him and Okereke, 107 and 103 tackles last year.
I thought you were combining ages for a second.
No.
Hey, Russell Wilson. Well, Wilson's already rumored to potentially go with the Jets. That'll be interesting.
He's choosing between the Jets and CBS, as you do.
And that's it might be CBS.
Yeah.
It might be CBS.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, because Perna, while we were not doing a show, McManus is gone. It's time for Trey smack that all on the floor.
No, when they drafted him, that was in the
traded up to grab him too.
The writing was on the wall, right?
Well, so because he missed 3 freaking field goals, man, against the Bears. And it was like, okay, well, he's gone then, right? And then Goody got up there and was like, no, we're going to bring someone in to, compete against him in camp. And we're like, okay. But yeah, once they traded up to grab him, it's Trey, smack that all on the floor. I can't wait. I really, because that might be the first kicker jersey I ever buy. It's just smack.
Oh, okay.
Come on now. That's pretty great.
All right. This list is good. Okay, so AJ Epinesa, he's still a free agent. The Browns signed him, but then he failed his physical.
Throw that on there. Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Joe Mixon, who the hell knows what's going on with him? I have no idea.
Has anybody learned what actually happened to his ankle? Joe Mixon, his foot?
So weird, man.
Telling you, foot injuries are dicey.
It's like, that's why I'm not taking my chances with Bo Nix.
Yeah. Dude, I've heard so many crazy rumors about Joe Mixon and his foot injury. I just don't know what's true.
At least I'll be used to it, Wayne.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. D-Hop, he's still out there. Oh, Daniel Carlson, that's an interesting kicker available.
Austin Eckler. Still hanging around.
Yeah, he's been cleared to fade. They're saying, okay, so the Texans said Mixon hurt his ankle, in a freak training accident or, something. The rumor is he shot his own foot. And I have not seen that substantiated, but that's the rumor, Joe Mixon. He shot himself in the foot. We can't have somebody literally shooting themselves in the foot, right?
Yeah.
That's too...
I mean, then he might be going to the Jets.
Maybe.
They gave Breece Hall a whole bunch of money. That was the other thing that broke, I think, when we were not doing the show. Breece Hall got a 3-year contract with the Jets. I am happy for Breece Hall. I like him. He's a good player. I think this makes sense for both sides. I'm just a little shocked it actually happened because it felt like every single time there was either a massive trade like Sauce Gardner going to the Colts or Quentin Williams going to the Cowboys or someone on the Jets got paid, Breece Hall would be on social media just being like, either I want to get out or I'd like to get more money, please. So I just thought that they were eventually going to part ways, but yeah. And I like it for the Jets, man, because I think Breece Hall is a good player and being able to lean on a run game is nice. So,
yeah. Dude, it is crazy to see how many guys are names so well.
Yep.
That are still free agents. And the unfortunate part of this is a lot of these guys, their career is probably done. We don't know it yet. They don't really know it yet, but like I'm going through this list, I'm like, holy fuck. And it happens every year, but like when you really just scroll through it, you're like, and you look at their ages and you're like, that guy's not even 30 yet. And I don't think we'll ever see him play in the NFL again. It's crazy, dude.
Who knows? Rasul Douglas is talking to a few teams.
Yeah.
Rasul! He played well last year.
Juju Smith-Schuster's available?
No replacement refs. Thankfully.
Would you rather have Juju or OBJ?
Again, can I just say neither?
No, that's a cop-out.
Because Juju Smith, he's 29. I guess him. I guess. Yeah.
Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
Good God, dude. This list goes forever.
I don't think so, Ditch. I think they gave him enough money that he's just going to wind up staying. And it's a 3-year deal. I think it works out for both of them. I don't think that they're going to, because I just don't think that there's going to be a ton of trade candidates out there. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think this is a good deal for the Jets and also for Breece. So dude, because like you even see the other end of this, like, folks getting older, but like Okuda's still up there. Dude, like I remember when the Lions drafted him and I was like, oh crap, man, like he's going to be an insanely good corner and they needed a corner for a really long time. He's just been bouncing around the NFL. He's with the Falcons for a while.
He was third overall. Was he drafted third overall?
Third.
I think he's one of the highest drafted corners ever.
Yeah.
Because I know we did like a short on that at some point.
Not even like 28 years old.
Yeah. And Shaq Thompson played pretty well when he filled in Buffalo last year.
Teddy Two Gloves right there.
There's Brandon Cooks, Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
If
you got Cleveland Farrell.
I
remember that draft pick. Yep.
Yeah, and he's been like a solid rotational piece.
Solid, yeah. It's
He's
just for
not
where he
like-
was drafted.
That was a giant reach for the Raiders.
That's good. Have a great Monday. Let's go. Yeah.
There's
Again,
a couple
these
games.
guys,
Yeah.
these guys have a good chance. Like some guys are gonna have a good chance of getting signed later this summer. Again, even just as like depth pieces or rotational guys. Mekhi Lemon is the wide receiver Chase Claypool thinks he is. Chase Claypool was hanging out with the Packers for a hot minute, and then they. Remember when the Chicago Bears traded second round pick for Chase Claypool?
Yes.
I remember.
You know, to be fair to Chase, he had a great first season in the league.
Yeah,
You know?
I remember. Yeah, Abdullah also signing with the Jaguars.
What's that?
Amir Abdullah signed with the Jaguars.
Oh.
Yeah, that was. Hold on 2 seconds. Yeah, they about an hour ago. So yeah, Amir Abdullah still rocking, still playing.
Oh, wait, we didn't. Here's one last thing before we leave.
Yeah. Upside to Judy, you don't have to worry about his dad uploading highlights of why he didn't get the ball thrown to him. What an insane. The NFL is. I love it so much. Remember that? Remember
OBJ's dad?
Remember a player's dad being like, look at the wide open passes and the quarterback's missing.
Look at my son's quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you think of this? The Chicago Bears. Penalty yards called against their opponents. Least in the league. Bears opponents flagged the least.
It's just, it feels right. It just feels right. Especially, when they had Justin Fields and Justin Fields would get, smacked out of bounds, thrown halfway across the field, and it'd be 20 minutes after the whistle. And they'd be like, no, there's no roughing the passer there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Now, I don't think the NFL is actually rigged. I'm not a conspiracy guy. Oops. But if you look at the teams that get the most penalties, it's 3 NFC East teams. And the Giants opponents and the Cowboys opponents, the most penalty yards, and they're starting Sunday Night Football. If you need some fodder for your tinfoil hats, it's that right there.
The flag counter is the laundry count is going to be through the roof on Sunday night.
Yeah. Where's the Eagles at? There you Eagles. They make the road hard for the Eagles. So the NFL loves the NFC East, but the NFL also hates Jalen Hurts and the Eagles there.
Yep.
Bears, Lions, they're always facing an uphill battle.
Yeah.
The Lions check out. They've historically had some pretty rough goes with the refs.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's been fine.
But what's the difference there? We're talking, the Bears are down below 700. That's pretty bad.
I think it can get lower, personally.
That's a difference of, damn, dude. That's almost 500 yards difference between the Bears and the Giants. You could say that's like, almost 5 touchdowns difference in terms of field length.
Yeah, Brian Dawkins. Oh, Brian Dawkins. Man, how old is Brian Dawkins now? He's got to be up there.
Yeah.
He's got to be 50, somewhere around there. To get as much respect as Reader Palomalu. I feel like Dawkins got a good amount of hype back in the day. Yeah, maybe not in the echelon of Reader Palomalu, but
it was close. I think it was because Dawkins was so violent. He was physical, intimidating presence. And I think he did get that, but I think you're right. Post-career, I don't think Dawkins gets talked about as much as Reed or Palomalu. And I don't even think Palomalu gets as much credit as Ed Reed.
No, I don't think
Everybody's just like, Ed Reed's the best to do it.
Dawkins is 52. Damn.
Yeah. Dawkins played for Denver for 2 years.
Weapon X.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Perna, what do you got coming out, my friend?
Should have our Steelers video up today.
There you go.
Aaron Rodgers is really messing up my angle here a little bit, but
Yeah, I'm waiting for Rodgers to sign to do a certain video. I might do one more. Yeah, there's a skit coming this week. There might be 2 skits coming out this week. I've thrown out a few scripts, so we'll make it work.
Yeah.
I will be live on Thursday though for the schedule release.
Nice.
Well, folks, appreciate the hell out of you. We might not do a Wednesday show, but then we'll be back on Friday because we'll go over all the schedules and stuff. Just if it's a little bit quieter on Wednesday. So
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is G. This is V. This is S. And you have been navigated.
And you reach your destination.